So welcome everyone. Welcome to today's session. Today's session is for the mature audience. So the today's session is basically for the students who have decided that they will prepare for CSIR Net December 2024. I am taking today's session to be short session. I'm not going to discuss that what is CSIR Net exam. You all know that through this exam you can get two things. Either you can do a PhD degree, and when you do a PhD degree, the government of India, CSIR, will give you the money, which is at present 37,000 rupees per month to do your PhD, and we call this as JRF. Okay, we call this as a JRF. So you can apply, and you have to give a CSIR Net exam, and you have to qualify this exam. And a good rank in CSIR Net decides that if you want to do a PhD in anywhere in India, in the top institutions like IISc, ISRs, IITs, all the labs will welcome you with an open arms if you have a very good rank in CSIR Net. Because there are two benefits. Number one, you have your own fellowship. They don't have to pay you because the government of India is taking care of your funds, and government of India is paying you for contingency grant. For example, the money required for thesis, the money required for buying a laptop or a hard disk, the money required to buy the journals, the money required to buy the so many things that you need in your day-to-day life. For example, you need to do some testings, or you need to use some money for your experiments. So that also your CSIR Net will cover up to a certain limit. And the second benefit of having a CSIR Net qualification is for sure is known as lecturership. Now you can also apply for lecturership. There are many states of India. For example, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh. These are some of the Kerala, Karnataka. So these are some of them, and I would also mention West Bengal. So these are 7 to 8 states which are very professors in their last 3 years. We have seen the applications been coming from the your UP opened the application last year, and Rajasthan opened the applications last year. Some of my IIT seniors also got into that professorship. So you can basically become a college professor, which is a government job, without having a PhD degree. So if you don't have a PhD degree, at least what you need is a CSIR Net lecturership. So if you don't have CSIR Net lecturership, you cannot become a college professor. But if you have this, you are eligible to apply for this, and then you have to give their exam, then you have to give their interview, and if you get selected, you will be becoming a college professor, which is a government job, which is a dream for many people, especially for those who are interested in teaching. So in this moment, I always say to MSc students that you have three very important examinations. Number one examination is CSIR Net. Number two examination is your BARC. And number three examination is JEST. So if you have CSIR Net qualified, you can get PhD, or you can also get your lecturership. If you qualify BARC, you can become a scientist, which is a job. Again, a very nice job. And if you qualify JEST, you get a PhD degree. So every MSc student, if you're planning to stay in India, if you're trying to go to abroad abroad, or for your PhD, or whatever you're thinking after MSc, qualification of these three exams is always a very good backup for all the MSc students, and it can open up a very good career for you. If you qualify lecturership, ever in your life, whenever vacancies open up, you can apply. So let's say you are doing something and all of the sudden vacancies comes up, and if you have your lecturership ready with you, you have your CSIR Net lecturership qualified, you can apply within a month, and you can apply for these exams, or you can apply for this post of this college professorship. So this is one of the very important thing. And then you have a BARC exam. If you qualify this, you can directly become a BARC scientist. I will again take the session on this in 1 or 2 days, where I will explain the entire process of BARC and how to prepare for that exam. And number third is your jest. So jest is best. I will always say the jest is best for PhD. If you want to get admission in top institutions with less competition, give jest and get a good rank in jest. They will love your profile and they will give you admission in. I got an IISc admission through jest itself. Okay? So these three exams are always there for MSc students. Now, CSIR Net is a very tricky business. Very quick recap. I assume that all of you are a mature audience and you already know this. So CSIR Net, validity of JRF is 3 years. Okay. But the lectureship is forever, for rest of your life. Okay. So now CSIR Net exam needs a very fundamental things. And I will prove you in this session. I'm not saying that you just trust me. I will prove you with the proof that they actually want this only. There is a one question everyone asks me, and that question is that we are preparing. So we are preparing for CSIR Net. We prepared for CSIR Net, and we even took the coaching in an offline mode, or we even took the coaching ourselves, but we are not able to qualify CSIR Net. We are able to qualify other exams, but CSIR Net is not qualified. And I can guarantee you there is only one reason behind that. Only one reason. Because what CSIR need, you have to understand that. Until unless you don't understand that, you cannot qualify this exam. So what does CSIR Net needs, and what do you need to give it to the CSIR Net? CSIR Net has three parts: Part A, Part B, and Part C. Okay, so it has three parts. Part A is a general aptitude thing. So it is basically general aptitude, basic questions. So this is of 30 marks. You all know how it is. So I'm not going in detail of this. So it is 30 marks. Part B is a basic physics. And it has 70 marks. And then Part C has basically advanced physics, and it has 100 marks. So the total paper CSIR Net will ask is of 272 marks. So they will give you 272 marks, and you just need to do 200 marks. Out of 272, you only need to solve for 200 marks. Rest 72 is your options. You can leave those 72 marks. You cannot attempt the paper more than 200. Otherwise, it is a penalty. You cannot do that. Okay. So you have to attempt 200 out of 272. And out of this 200, if you somehow scores only 100 marks, then you are JRF with good rank. And this time, if you have qualified by 90 marks out of 272, you were JRF with good rank. JRF with almost 150 rank. Only 90 marks out of 272. This time, last paper which I'm saying. So the cutoff is anywhere between 90 marks to 100 marks. This is the trend from last 2 to 3 years. And based on this trend, you can basically say that you need 33% of marks. Only 33%. It's a very low scoring exam. It's not a high scoring exam. And you have to understand, it's a low scoring exam. Your scores cannot be very high in this exam. So definitely the questions of this exam will be difficult. Okay? General aptitude, there are many things we will discuss, but more or less there are. So you are focusing on 30 marks only. So you see your focus is on 30 marks. But there is a very bigger thing. So you have to first focus on these 242 marks. That what will you do with this 242? So this is a kind of scenario you have to understand. 33% marks you need. And if you just do two things very clear. Number one, which is a syllabus coverage. When I say the syllabus coverage, the students are very much confused. They take it in a wrong way. So whenever I propose the new course or whenever I launch the new course, very common mistake I see in the aspirants is that they think of it as a 6-month course or 5-month course. It's perfectly fine. It's a 6-month course or something like that. Even if you prepare by yourself, you have a 6 month of time. 6 months of time, students think that I will do maths, then mechanics, and then this. But you don't consider one element. If you do math in this month, next month you are going to forget the maths you have done in the last. So they completely forget to revise until unless the date sheet is out, until unless the application is out, until unless they get their roll number, they do not revise, and then they do not have enough time to revise. So then they need complete 1 month for revision, and that is never available. You cannot bring 1 month for revision out of 6 months. So you have to do a regular revision. So before an exam, just before an exam, if I ask you a simple formulas of all the topics, I am not saying that you solve a very difficult problem. I'm saying that just tell me the simple formulas of all the topics. If you can tell me the simple formulas for all the topics just before an exam, it is almost sure that you will qualify lectureship. Almost sure that you will qualify lectureship. Second thing which is required is that you know that how to apply the formula. And how do you know that you know apply? You have an capability of that. So you need to do all the PYQs. So when I say all, I almost means 80% of the PYQs. In CSIR Net, you will always find 20% of the questions which are very difficult, very difficult. And even it is a very big pain in the head for coachings also to make a solution for those questions. Student usually just keep running behind those questions without putting the mind that those questions are every year those questions will come, but that is not your focus. Your focus is to do or complete and revise the top 80% of the PYQs, and these 80% PYQs are repeated again and again and again and again, and I will prove you today that how it is happening. 80% of the PYQs are repeated. Two things. Third thing which is required in CSIR Net exam is quiz taking. 99% of the aspirants are just learning. They are not applying. They're not sitting down. They're not giving the quizzes. See, in a CSIR Net exam, you have a lot of options. You have to do the questions. You have to leave the questions. You have to understand that you have to solve a difficult problems in an actual exam-like environment. It is not like that you are sitting in a home and then you are giving the problems and then you are solving the difficult problems. No, you are in an exam-like environment and then you have to solve these problems. So not one, not two, many quiz practice is required. Then I can guarantee you that, okay, yes, you will go and you will qualify it with a good rank. Because you know how to do exams, how to take the exams, how to perform with the 100% efficiency in CSIR Net. So let's say your knowledge is this much, you will use it this much, you will use more than your knowledge. But if you have not given the quizzes, your knowledge is this much, but you are only using this much in exam. So you are wasting your 70% of the time by not giving the quizzes and just learning. That learning will never help you in an actual exam. Because you have to agree with me on one thing. If we see any question in a quiz, that question we always remember for our life. But if we learn any question from a video or if we do any question in an assignment, we usually forget those questions. But if we see any question in an exam, we used to remember that question for a very long interval of time. So you have to give the quality quizzes, otherwise CSIR Net will be a problem for you. Then you need full tests, at least 3 to 5, where you sit down for 3 hours in a very proper manner with an exam-like environment, and you give an exam on the computer screen, and then you can say that you are ready for CSIR. And to do all of these things, there are few personality triads which are required. Without those personality triads, you cannot solve this exam. Number one thing is that you need a focus. Usually CSIR Net aspirant is a adult. You are not a student. You are student, but you are an adult student. You are in the age of more than 20. No one here is lesser than 20 years of age. So everyone is above 20 and everyone is an adult. And in an adult life, We have the distractions, but we have a very different distractions. We have the pressure to earn the money. We have the pressure to make our you can say position in the society. We have our dreams also, we have our passion also, we have our commitments also, we have all the things, and we have this exam also. This is not like JEE we are preparing, that where our parents are saying that you just go to the coaching and do the preparation full day. No, we have to cover entire things which is going around us, and then we have to solve this exam. So focus is number one thing. Before you start your CSIR Net exam journey, sit down and make a note that how much time you're going to give for this preparation. Is it 6 months or 3 years? If it is 6 months, then you have to focus. If it is 3 years, then you can just keep on giving the exams, and you will not qualify 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Many students I know also which is going through this loop, because they are never sitting down and doing the preparation with full focus. Full focus means at least give 4 to 5 hours of your daily life. 4 to 5 hours of your daily life you should give to this exam if you want to qualify in 6 months. And I'm not lying to you, you need this much of time. If you are thinking that this is some sort of a jadoo, then it is not a jadoo. Okay, and this 5 hours contains everything. It does not mean that you only have to study for net. If you are a college student and if you are studying in the classrooms also, that is also the part of your learning. As long as those lectures are decent enough, even if they are average, you are learning something in physics. So at least 5 hours of study on a daily basis is required for this examination. So focus is number one thing which is required. Second thing which is required is that you have to be humble in this preparation. And from humble, I mean that you cannot be overconfident. You cannot be less confident, underconfident. That I have never qualified any exam in my life, so you are basically underconfident. Humbleness means you are looking at exam eye to eye. Not like this, not like this. Eye to eye. And not underconfident, not overconfident, and not at all procrastination. That every day I'm thinking that, okay, I will start from tomorrow. Every month I have a different plan for net. If every month your plan for CSIR Net is changing, then you are on a very wrong track, and this will lead to a very bad thing. And third is not having an enough motivation. Many people think that this exam will lead them to PhD, and they are not ready for PhD. No one can be mentally ready for PhD. Trust me, there is very few people who are mentally ready for PhD. 5 years of journey. So many people associate this exam with a PhD, and that kills their motivation. You do not take it as a career backup. You take it as a only PhD. Even if I qualify this exam, I will get a PhD. But you are forgetting the fact that if somehow any vacancy in your state comes, you can apply for that assistant professorship as well. And if top Indian institutes are calling you for PhD, you can even go there. So many people associate it with PhD, and they think that this is for PhD, and their motivation comes down. So you have to understand that what is the purpose of you to give this exam. If you are clear with that purpose, then only enter into this. Otherwise, don't enter into this. Before I start with the preparation plan, okay, what is we are going to do in 6 months and what will happen, I just want to prove you few facts which I have discussed. So this is the paper. So let me bring you to the paper. So this is the paper of last year, December 2023. I will only mark those questions which are exactly like PYQs. Okay, and we will count the marks. That if we only do the PYQs, how many questions were exactly like PYQs? And it will take us only 5 to 10 minutes, but it will at least give us some confidence that is it really worth doing the PYQs only and some good practice, or do we need to do something very different? Okay, so number one, this is microstates and macrostates from statistical mechanics. The question very similar to PYQ. Okay, even I have discussed the formulas of this in my lectures. Second, from the central forces, again, this is the similar question to the PYQ. I can give you one more question, which is exactly like this. So 3.5 plus 3.5, 7 marks. Okay. Okay. Third question is not like PYQ. It has some problems and it is a confusion between the two options. So let's not count this. Okay. Fourth question is not at all like PYQ. So let's ignore this. Fifth question is similar to somewhat PYQs, but I would say that the calculation was difficult. There was a thinking process involved. So let's not count that. Okay. Okay. This was not like PYQ. So let's not count that. Now, this is exactly like PYQ, exactly. From the error analysis, I even discussed this in the lecture. If you know the formula for error analysis, you can easily do this question. So we are at 10.5 marks. Then this is exactly like PYQ, quantum mechanics 3D question. If you have done all the PYQs, you can easily do that. So this gives us 14 marks. Okay, nothing, no calculation mistake you can make. It's a very simple, straightforward question. So this question, little bit of brain is required, and this is adder circuit. Everyone knows. So 17.5 marks. Okay. Then comes the next, very, very simple, the time period. It is a jam question, not even net. Net also asked it 2-3 times, and just also, oh sorry, jam also asked this question. So we are at 17.5 and now we are at 21. I am only solving the questions which are of the PYQ. This question, I have discussed this problem in my lecture, exactly same question before the exam. So very, very simple question, 24.5 marks. Okay. Now, if you, this I will not say that it is based on the PYQ, but this is a very simple question on Gauss law. If you know Gauss law, if you have solved the Gauss law, then anyone can solve this question. So I should count that because you have to use little bit of brain, little bit. So 28 marks. And then this question is not like PYQ, so we will not count this. 13th question. 14th question, exactly like PYQ. At least 2-3 times this question has been repeated. 31.5 marks. Okay. Now, not at all like PYQ, so let's ignore it. 15th question, not at all like PYQ. Now, not at all like PYQ. 16th is not at all like PYQ. 17th is not at all like PYQ. Then we have, yes, corresponding Lagrangian. Yes, we have this question many times, how to convert Hamiltonian into Lagrangian. You might get stuck in the calculation, but this is similar to PYQ. So 35 marks here. So I need to add 3.5 more. So 35 here. So now we are at a 35 marks, only doing the PYQ, similar to PYQ questions. Okay. Then again, if you know the relativity, that time interval remains constant, even discussed in the lectures, 38.5 marks. Okay. And then this question is not at all like PYQ, so will not count this. So 20 question is not counted. Oh my God, very simple question. Straight away discussed in the lectures. So 38.5, 39, 42 marks. 42 marks we are here. Okay. Then 22 question, not at all like PYQ, branch point question, difficult question. So let's leave this. Okay, again, not at all like PYQ. So let's leave this. 23 question, difficult problem. We will not do this in an exam. Okay. Oh my God, very, very simple question from central forces, directly done in the class. So we have done 45.5. And in the last, if you can use the brain in this, you can solve this question. Otherwise, I will not count this because it's a knowledge-based exam, knowledge-based question. So from part B, I'm at 45, but I will give you some plus or minus. So let's say you are not scoring 45. You only do PYQs and you only score 40 marks. But your PYQ should be done for all the topics. Then you can easily score 40 marks. And those questions were repeated from the PYQs, and I can challenge you. You can bring whatever questions I have marked. You just challenge me and I will give you the exact question from CSIR Net PYQ. Okay, and that is basically CSIR Net PYQ. Okay, so 45 marks you could have scored, but even if you do some mistake in some problem, you can at least score 40 marks. Then comes the part C. First question, difficult on the atomic physics, molecular physics. So let's not count it. Part C, let's not count that. Okay, again, this is one of the very, very difficult problems, so we will not count this. Okay, again, very difficult problem from nuclear physics. Let's not count this. Oh my God, very simple question. +5. If you will do my assignment and my PYQs, you can 110% solve this question in an exam. What is a conserved momentum? Okay, very good. Okay, you cannot solve this question very easily. Means this was an easy problem, but it was not on the formula basis. So it was not like a PYQ, it was a thinking question. So we will only count those which are PYQ based. So till now, 5 questions. Yes, this question could be solved. I have yet to discuss this in my live classes, but this question was similar to PYQs. So we have to count this. So 5 marks more. So 5 plus 5, 10 marks. This question was not on the PYQ basis. So let's not count that. Again, exactly like PYQ. From the Bohr's model, this question is coming, and very, very simple problem you can do. And this I have even discussed in my live classes. So 15 marks. So you are at a 15 marks benchmark. Okay. Now, next. Again, this question I would say is based on the PYQ, but the calculation of this was difficult. So I will not count this. Okay. Let's not count anything because we are not very sure that if we will be able to solve this one. Very nice. This question everyone should be able to do. If you do my assignment, if you do notes or PYQs in a very good manner, this question can be done very easily. 20 marks. Laurent series expansion we always teach in classes. Then again, 11th question was not based on PYQ, so we will not count it. 12th question, oh my god, at least 3 times this question has been repeated in PYQs. So 25 marks. So 20 plus 5, 25. Then very, very simple question, just a logic question. I would say if you leave this kind of question, then it will become very difficult. So this is a logic based question. You just have to put the values. 30 marks. Not based on the PYQ, so we will not count this at all. 14th question is not countable. Again, 15th question, Lagrange interpolation. 3 times this question has been repeated. No, at least 2 times this question has been repeated. So how much we are at? 30. 30 plus 5 is 35. 40, 16 question can be done if little bit of brain is used, but I would say that one trick was involved, which was giving the wrong answer in this question. So I would not count this because that trick was not very clear in the PYQ. So that is why we'll not count this. Okay, next, if you have done the time dependent perturbation, and I have taught that in the classes, you can easily do that. Time dependent perturbation, the question was directly based on the PYQ. Directly, even one more time, the similar question has been asked based on the time dependent perturbation. So 40 marks. And then 18th question, not at all. We will not do that. It's a new kind of problem. And then this radiation, very simple formula you have to use. The answer will be C. So 45 marks. Radiation formula I have given in the class. If you use that, you will get it. Now, this is not on the PYQ, but this we will not count because this is on a multi-stable, monostable multi-vibrator. So it's on a multi-vibrator question. So no PYQ is found from this. So I will not count this. Okay? Although it is simple question, but we will not count. Now, this also we will not count. Plasma frequency and all of that. That was difficult to do. 22 question, random walk, very difficult problem. So we will not count that. 23, annihilation operator. Again, a difficult problem. This is a problem for the quantum optics. Quantum optics, they have picked up the problem. So we will not count that. Okay. Again, very difficult problem from group regular representation. It's a hell difficult topic. So no one does that. So leave it. Now, this is the question I'm talking about. Simple question from Zeman. Directly, if you have, I have done the PYQs, this question is at least asked 5 times. So 50 marks. And then very, very simple. I think central forces, 3 questions came in this exam. So again, a very simple question, 55 marks. Okay. And then this, again, very, very simple. Bose-Einstein condensate. What is the condition for Bose-Einstein condensate? Okay. And then 60 marks. And then this question, very simple brain was required. If you have ever find the packing fraction due to BCC, FCC, you can use the same logic here and you can actually solve this question. Okay. I would not say that any good aspirant should not be able to solve this. Some good aspirant should be able to solve. Oh my God. You can see gamma ray transition selection rules. PYQs. At least 2 times they asked this PYQ. And then this question was difficult. So we will not count that. So 70 marks are based on the PYQs. But I would say, okay, no problem. Let's give you some benefit of doubt. You do not solve 4 questions. So you score at least 50 marks. 50 part B and part C. No marks added for general aptitude. And this is only based on the PYQ. Now you tell me how you can take PYQs lightly. And this was the one of the most difficult papers we ever consider for CSIR Net. You can go and check, the cutoff was lowest for the last paper. Very, very low cutoffs. 90 was a very good marks in this paper. And I am saying that you don't even solve all the questions which were based on PYQs and no general aptitude at all. So if you will just do focus on PYQs and do the practice, which is similar to PYQ, then your rank in an exam is almost guaranteed. But you have to be very honest with that. Ki, am I preparing well? Am I revising again and again? Or am I just jumping from one tree to another tree to third tree? Or am I just doing derivations? Most of the people who are going for an offline coaching, if you look at the notes, it's this much notes they have. I don't understand what you write in this much notes. It's derivations, derivations, derivations. And when the time comes to revise, you cannot revise these derivations. What is the point of writing all the derivations if you cannot remember that? The CSIR Net is a skill-based thing. Number one, identifying the question that yes, this question is like PYQ. For example, as I identify, I have an X-ray scanner for CSIR Net. You also need to develop that. You see the question and you can tell that if it is like PYQ or not. That kind of X-ray eyes you should have. That is skill number one. Skill number two, remembering all the formulas. It's not like that I will derive the formula. You just go and drive WKB. You cannot drive WKB formula in an exam. Just go and drive the time dependent perturbation formula. You cannot drive that. Just drive the radiations formula. You cannot drive that. You have to remember the formulas. Until unless you do not have no memory power, how can you qualify an exam? So second is remembering the important formulas. And the third skill is that if you identify that it is similar to PYQs, then without making any calculation error and arranging your mathematics in a good way, you solve the problem and you get your full marks. No mistakes at all. Because then the paper become easy. You just look at the question, you say, okay, this is not like PYQ, so I will not solve it. This is like PYQ, I will solve it. And if you will just attempt the exam in such a way, you can complete part B and part C in 2 hours. That's all you need for solving the entire paper. Well, very simple requirement, but we do not fulfill that. We do not fulfill that. And I just show you the paper and we can have any debate you want. If you have doubt on any question that I have ticked and that was not in PYQ, just message me. I will prove you that this is the PYQ. Okay. So very simple analysis as that. So any doubts here, then I will talk about the 6 months plan we have. Yeah. Any doubts till this moment? Yeah. So if you have, please put it in the chat box. I will look into it. In the meanwhile, I will start with my CSIR Net December plan, which is a 6 month plan. Okay. So CSIR Net is made up of 9 subjects. It's very clearly 9 subjects. Mathematical physics, classical mechanics, electromagnetism, quantum mechanics, stat mech, and electronics. So these are the 6 subjects which are common. So these are common to both. Number one, these are common to part B and these are common to part C. So both part B and part C ask these 6 subjects. And these 3 subjects are only asked in part C. Okay. So atomic, solid, and nuclear are only asked in part C. So these makes 9 subjects. So what is a good time to prepare for this? So the good time to prepare is based on the syllabus we have for this subject. It is not based on the how much good you are in this or how much bad you are in this. Based on the syllabus, we have to plan ourselves. Okay, mathematical physics has many topics, so you cannot complete it in a very quick manner, even if you think that maths is easy. So for 6 basic subjects, you need to give 3 weeks for each subject. 3 weeks. So at least 18 weeks you need for this. So you will start from 1 July. You will start from 1 July till 21 July, which is 3 weeks. You will cover mathematical physics. Then you will start from classical mechanics from 22 July, and then you will complete it by 11th August. Then in the 12th August, you will start electromagnetism, and by 1 September, you will complete that. Then from the 2nd September to 22 September, you will do quantum. Then from the statistical mechanics, from 23 September to 13 October, it is time for the stat mech. And then from 14 October to 3 November, you have electronics. And then we have two weeks for atomic, solid, and nuclear, because they are very easily to do. If you just watch my lectures, or if you just watch good quality of content, it is 2 weeks is enough for these subjects, provided that you do not fall in the trap of derivations. If you have the lectures which just do the derivations, then atomic itself can take 2 months, because if I start doing the derivations, even I can take 2 months for atomic. But if you do a very smart and competitive point of view studies, then 2 weeks is enough time. Okay. So two weeks for these subjects. So 4th November to 17th November, 18 November to 1 December, and 2 December to 15 December. So by 15 December, you can complete your syllabus in a very well manner. Now, many people confuse that I will first complete the entire syllabus and then I will start the revision. That is a wrong thing. You have to plan your revisions in between. After every week, you revise whatever you have studied in the last week. You keep your multiple revisions, and do not wait for any god to come and tell you that revise. You should have the tension to revise. Every week you should have the pressure that do I remember what I studied in last week? Do I remember what I studied in last month? Do I need 1 day of the time to revise everything? So take 1 day, take 2 days to keep revising also along with the syllabus preparation. Because 3 weeks is a stretched up time. It's not like that you have, it's very small time and it's very difficult to complete syllabus in 3 weeks. No, it's a stretched up time. You can take few days of break in between to revision. But even if 1 day you do not study, you lag behind because you did not cover the syllabus, you did not revise. So that's a problem. Yes, if you want to qualify, you have to follow this plan. It does not depend if you're a college student. It does not depend if you're in a job. I qualified CSIR Net along with my IISc PhD work. So my life was hell of the hectic. I used to prepare after 10 p.m. Till 8 p.m. I was in the lab. 9 p.m. is one my dinner time. 9:30 I used to talk at my home, and 10 p.m. I used to sit for studies till 1 or 2 a.m. And that is how I prepared for CSN. So you have to follow this plan if you're willing to qualify the exam. There is no perfect plan. You have to make a plan perfect by hard work. Always remember this rule. There is no perfect plan. You have to make a plan perfect with your hard work. Okay. If hard work is missing, even a CSIR Net All India Rank 1, you will fail his plan also because hard work is missing. So that is number one thing. Now, what I'm going to do this time, and that is my very clear idea, is a assignment based studies, so that I can make sure that every student, I at least in the end of it, I know that how many assignments this student has submitted, so that I can actually understand that is this student a serious student or non-serious student. Because many students in this field are just filling up the forms, but they are not preparing for it very nicely. So if you are a serious student, I recommend you this. Assignment submission will happen this time, especially in our courses, this will happen. So since we are starting with the mathematical physics, in our course, you will see the topic wise PYQs, topic wise. So in mathematical physics, you will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 topic wise PYQs you will get with solutions. Everything will be solved. Vectors has 14 questions, then matrices has 18, complex 24, Fourier 17, 23 in differential, tensors and probability has 18 questions, numerical methods has 14, and other part C topics have 16 questions. Now, how many days you need to watch the lectures, read the notes, and then do these questions? You need 2 days for vectors, 3, and I have given the number of days: 2 for vectors, 2 for matrices, 4 for complex, similarly 3 for Fourier and differential, 2 for tensors and probability, 1 for numerical methods, and 2 days for other part C topics. So this is a number of days you need to watch the lectures, and you need to read the notes, make your own notes, and do these PYQs. 2 days are the more or less is the cutoff time. So then you have to do these questions and submit as a PDF. You have to submit these questions that, okay, I am done with my problems. So this is my solutions. So these are your due dates. So, but sometimes what happens is that students have an emergency. They cannot submit by 2 July, not a problem. They have another date. And that is a final date. So let's say, even if you have an emergency, you have to submit this by this time. So let's say you join the course in a later stage. You join in August, you join in September. So every student, whoever is joining new, first of all has to submit his next assignment. And then very slowly, he has to submit his back date assignments as well by putting the extra efforts. But if you, our course is starting from 1 July, if you are very regular, if you join before 30 June and you start your preparation from 1 July, then you have these dates, which is very flexible dates, and you have to submit an assignment by these dates. Okay. So in this way, in 21 days, your mathematical physics will be done with all the PYQs done, covered. Not a single PYQ left, more than 80% of the PYQs done. Because you have by hand submitted your assignment. Okay, this is my assignment. And then our classical mechanics assignments will begin. So classical mechanics assignments, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 assignments for classical mechanics. So these are also PYQs. So you see there are 3 days for basic mechanics, 6 days for Lagrangian and Hamiltonian, because it's a big topic, and you can see there are 48 questions. So you need 6 days, almost 1 week. Then 3 days for central forces, 3 days for relativity, 3 days for small oscillation, and 2 days for Poisson brackets. This is the amount of time you need to watch lecture, notes, and then solving the problems. That's all, nothing else, nothing else. So if somehow you cannot solve it in 3 days, you have a bonus time. You have an extra time of 4 to 5 extra days, which you can take and you can submit your assignment. So let's say you have your MSc exams or something like that, or some other commitments, you can take some break and you have some buffer time. But this will give you an idea that how much you are lagging. If you are not submitting 5 assignments, then it will give you a wake-up call. Okay, I have not submitted the 5 assignments, so something is wrong within me. I have to sit down and give an extra time and complete these 5 assignments. So this is like a checklist that I have done this, done this, done this, and also this will be in your written form. So you can revise anytime your assignment. You will revise your assignment again and again. Also, I will be understanding that, okay, this student is submitting or this student is not submitting. So then also in the end of the course, we have an idea that if this student did not get the rank, is it our mistake, or is it student did not submitted the assignments? He did not, or she did not did an efforts at all. Okay. So that is a very clear, crystal clear idea, and you also get a practice with that. But that is not enough. So this is just an assignment submission. Then we have the monthly quizzes. So July, I'm only giving first 2 months of quizzes and plans. Every month you will get such plan. Okay, this month you have this plan. So I am giving the plan till August right now. So for maths and mechanics, I am giving the plan. After our maths and mechanics is done, you will get the plan for next 2 subjects. So in July and August, you have to give the quizzes also, because one is that you do assignment. Another is that you sit down in an exam and do the mock quiz. Until unless you do not give the mock quiz, the problem is that you fail. You do not know how much you will do in an actual exam. So for mathematical physics, there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 quizzes which will be there. So 6 quizzes we will have. Each quiz will have 20 problems. Okay, 20 problems. And if you have already given these quizzes, very nice. If you are already my student and if you have done some of these quizzes, very nice. It will be counted as done. Okay. You can revise it again. Okay, you can revise it again. And again, the due dates are given for this. So you have to complete your quiz by this date. Now here comes my part. So I will do a test discussion. So this quizzes is not like that. Okay, you solve it only. I will discuss this test in the live classes. And every test has a test discussion date. For example, vector calculus test will be discussed on 7 July, then 10 July, 14 July. So I have mentioned all the dates. So test discussion will happen on 2 days, Wednesday and Sunday. These are our 2 days for test discussion. Sometimes it is happen that I am not well on Wednesday. We do on Thursday. That is always manageable, but more or less we will follow this plan within less than 10% of deviation. Okay, so this is your plan, and every test will be discussed in a live class in a proper manner. The solutions are already available in a PDF form. You can see the questions, you can see the solutions below the questions. But even those solutions will also be discussed in the live class, so that students get more and more ideas that how to do this kind of thing. So that your two things are very well done. Number one, PYQs. Number two, the quizzes or the similar questions as of PYQs. So that is what is all required, and we saw that in an actual exam. If we do PYQs and the questions which are similar to PYQ, we are done with our preparation. Our rank is almost guaranteed. Okay, if the paper is set up at the same levels as previous papers. Okay, and then similarly we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tests for classical mechanics. Again, 1 hour test, 20 questions, and the due dates are given, and the test discussion dates are also given. Okay, and the for our these two subjects test, number one full test is on the mathematics, which will happen on 20, which due date is on 28th July, and then 18th August. Okay, so these are the two things which we have. Okay, so what are our assignments? PYQs are our assignments, and those PYQs are available on website as well as in the app. So you can see the topic wise PYQs on your website and an app when you take the course, or if you are already in the course, you can see those in your course. You see the topic wise PYQs, those are your assignments. Second, then you see the topic wise quizzes. These are your practice quizzes which you have to give, and these quizzes will also be discussed in the live lectures. Okay, so in this way your PYQs are done, your syllabus is covered, and your practice is also done. So all three parameters we are covering through this one attempt. Okay, and we, from my side it will be this, but from your side you have to maintain the consistency and complete the things on time. Now our study methodology, as I already explained, for the students who are already in my course, they already know this. For the new students, I just want to mention the classes are in English, because you are listening to this session in English. So this is the same amount of English I speak in my lectures also. So the lectures are in English, so that all over the India, any state student can read and watch those lectures without any problem. The syllabus cover entire syllabus. You can ask for your seniors, and you can ask the students who are already there in the course. They have the videos available for almost all the topics. I would say, I will not guarantee for each and every topic, but for 90% of the topics, the syllabus lectures are available. Okay, so more or less almost entire syllabus is covered. If some few things are left, I will cover it in the next 6 months. So entire syllabus coverage is there end of the 6 months. They are already discussed in the classes. So when you watch the so my recording classes, the PYQs are already there. I have discussed those PYQs there, and the classes are short. They are 3 to 5 classes for each topic. So for each topic, you will only have 3 to 5 lectures. At max 5, minimum 2 to 3, and every lecture is 30 to 40 minutes. Hardly any lecture is beyond 40. So if I have clubbed the 2 lectures, then only it is more than 40 minutes. More or less, the lecture is between 30 to 40 minutes, and it is 3 to 5 lectures for each topic. So if you want to cover one topic, you need 3 to 5 lectures and 30 to 40 minutes. So these are the recorded part. So before your test, you have to watch the class, you have to watch the notes, you have to make your own notes, and then you have to give the assignments submission and also the PYQs. Now then there also will be a live classes. So in the live class, we will be doing problem practice. I will be having a lot of problem practice. Some quiz discussions, as I mentioned, the quiz discussions will be happening. Then there will be a doubt solving, and then there will be extra PYQ discussion. So for example, if some PYQs are not discussed in the lectures, or the last 1 or 2 years of PYQs, if I want to discuss, or somehow if some gate PYQs I want to discuss, or TIFR PYQs I want to discuss, some extra PYQ discussions will be done in the live classes. So live classes are for the problem solving, for some your doubt solving. So let's say collectively you feel that you have a doubt in the in this topic, let's say you do not understand branch point, how to solve the problems of branch point, so we can dedicate some of the live classes for that. So live classes will be between 7 to 9 p.m. Between, it can be from 7:30 to 8:30, 7 to 9, depending upon how much content we have for the day to cover. So it will be between 7 to 9 p.m. and it will be 5 days in a week. So 2 days will be off, 5 days we will have the lecture. Okay, and it will always be between 7 to 9 p.m. Very rarely the time will change if we have some emergency. If I have some emergency, I will let you. Okay, but it will be always in the evening time. In the morning, I cannot take the classes. In the evening time, the classes will always be there. And if I talk about the content as such, the content in content, you get topic-wise PYQs with solutions. You get quizzes with solutions and live discussion. You get notes. These are the handwritten notes, and these are very good notes for the quick revision. If you want to do a quick revision, you can look at these notes. And then you have the full length test. So full length test you have, as I mentioned, there are subject wise full test like mathematics, mechanics, EMT, and also you have the full length test for full syllabus. When our full syllabus is done, we will do the full syllabus. Okay. So this is our idea, and this is the course is all about. And I'm this time especially I'm looking for a students who are motivated and who can work to give under 100 rank, who are planning for such things. If you are really planning that, okay, I want to sit down and score under 100 rank, and I'm really looking forward for those students, because year by year our quality of the students are increasing, because we are having a name in the market and people now started knowing us. So now this year also I have many good students. I am very proud of them, and I want to sustain that. This year also I get 10 to 15 very good quality students who can work and can score under 100 rank. And if you need anything from my side for that, I will be available for you. But very, very clear idea. If you have such goals, I am for you, and you will not be disappointed by this. And now let's talk about the last thing. You might all be wondering how you can join the course. So you can join the course on our website and an app. So you have the website and we have in our app. So this is our website. So www.physicsbyrn.com. You can visit this website. You can see our course, and there is an app which is Physics by RN. Okay. So now the students who are already enrolled, they don't have to pay anything. They are already enrolled in the course. And the students who are willing to join the course is starting from 1 July. There are two courses. One is CSIR Net December course, and there is a GATE, NET, and JEST course. So if you're preparing for all the three exams, GATE, NET, and JEST, so you should join GATE, NET, and JEST batch. And if you're only interested in December CSIR Net, then you should join that. The fees for this is 4,000 rupees, but till 30 July, you will get an off of 500 rupees. So sorry, 30 June. So till 30 June, before the batch starts, if you join before that, you get the course at 3,500 rupees. Okay. And already I have in a day also I have many students already logged in. So this is your effective price if you join the course before 30 June, okay, or before 1 July. So till 30 June you will have this discount. On the other hand, if you join for GATE, NET, JEST course, the fees for that is 5,000 rupees, but again there is a 500 rupees off for that. So you will get your course at 4,500. The validity of this course will remain till December net exam. So when your December net exam is over, your validity will be done. And this validity will remain till JEST exam. So till JEST exam, you will see that. Now, the very core difference between both the courses is only a very small fees difference is there. And that is only because the PYQs available in this is only for CSIR Net, and it will end in December. But in this course, we will have the revisions for GATE also. We will have the revisions for JEST also. And more or less, the PYQs of all the three subjects will be discussed. So that is a very clear difference between that. So based on your requirement, you can join your course. And if you're preparing for June, if you are already a passed out student and you are preparing for June, I took one session yesterday for June, which is a capsule course for June. You should join that. You should not join a full-fledged course. You should either focus on that part of the things. So now I am available for your doubts. So any doubts if you have, please let me know. I will